Greetings. My name is Jace Hargis, and I share a scholarship of teaching and learning blog I have for about 9 years now. And today I would just like to share very briefly one of the recent articles that just came out a couple weeks ago. It's entitled Generative AI in Higher Education, a Global Perspective of Institutional Adoption Policies and Guidelines. And this is by Jen et al., again, in 2025. In this, the authors really examined what's going on in AI around the world, and they looked at about 40 universities in 6 different regions. This research revealed that how universities are designing ethical, pedagogical, and policy frameworks to navigate this rapid diffusion of AI. The authors analyzed 3 critical motivational factors, which are compatibility, trialability, and observability. They came up with a few findings. I'll just highlight some of these. The first is obviously aligning AI with academic values. Almost all the institutions emphasize academic integrity, ethical use as the cornerstone. Policies uniformly warned against presenting AI-generated work as their own or equating it to academic misconduct. Yet many universities also positioned AI as a catalyst to enhance teaching and learning, which I think is obviously key. The second finding they found is the folks that are experimenting with AI in practice. The universities are increasingly promoting this as an experimental kind of adoption phase, the sandbox approach, and thinking about how we might embed and integrate AI in the curriculum in a safe, ethical way. The third one was transparency and continuous evaluation, kind of a continual feedback loop. They indicated that there was only a few universities that had implemented or started to explore such a systematic evaluation for doing these. This includes ongoing monitoring, public reporting, cross-departmental forums, and to share some of these effective practices. The second to the last one would be the communication and governance. So this is this effective diffusion of all of AI policies, depending heavily on communication channels. The study identifies a variety of platforms, university websites, portals, workshops, webinars, kind of the normal things. They did state very clearly that despite all these efforts, matter of fact, less than half of the universities that were surveyed have established any kind of mechanism for this two-way communication. And the last and final one would be the stakeholder roles and responsibility. At this point, AI adoption is basically portrayed as a collective enterprise. Faculty are expected to integrate this into their curriculum, assessment, educate students about responsible usage. Students are, supposed and going to try to be responsible users as well. So they're tasked with thinking about developing AI literacy and really creating a functional environment for AI to be used. The study did come up with one kind of generalization indicating that the global north universities tended to emphasize academic freedom, critical thinking, innovation with AI, whereas those in the global south prioritize equity, inclusion, and access. We can kind of make what we want of those findings. The last thing they did mention, which I think is also key in the scholarship of teaching and learning, is they link this adoption of AI to constructivist and collaborative learning theories. So AI can be positioned as both a tutor and a collaborator in our knowledge construction. The paper does conclude with these actionable recommendations, such as forming AI task forces, fostering capacity building initiatives, enhancing communication and transparency, and formalizing these stakeholder roles and expectations. Again, if you'd like to get a read of this, feel free to contact me. I'll share with you the link and/or the full paper. Thank you.